In chapter 1, it talks about having joys and trials. And as James is opening up the book, he's talking to the believers who are scattered abroad. He says, to the 12 tribes who have been dispersed. So there was a lot right after Jesus died and was resurrected. There was a lot of commotion happening in Jerusalem, in Israel. And then they were starting to get persecuted. Remember, even Paul was at that time persecuting the church. And as the church was being persecuted in Jerusalem and in Israel, they were being scattered around the world. So he is now talking to all the believers who are undergoing trials and persecutions for their belief in Jesus across the world. So, what is the purpose of trials? Steadfastness. And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. So, he talks about this idea that not that trials produce faith, but that trials refine your faith. So, if you go through trials and keep your faith, it builds steadfastness, being steadfast, meaning like staying firm. And then as you stay firm, your faith continues to get refined, you become perfect. Remember the words of Jesus where he said, therefore, you should be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. So he's saying it leads to that perfection. And then it says in the verse 12, blessed is a man who remains steadfast under trial, for when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love him. So he talks about how steadfastness ultimately results in the crown of life. And who has this been reserved for? It says it has been reserved and promised to those who love God, which is the essence of being a Christian. For example, in the Roman Empire, they would take the lions out to, and you would have these helpless Christians standing ready to be devoured. And just for kickers, they used to not feed the lion for 3 days or so he will be really hungry by the time this is happening. It would be like a very bloody sight. So this is a type of persecution we are talking about. And the reason why this is very important for us to know is because we have a tendency to sometimes think of our trials as so big and burdensome. It is very important to put it within the context of what the Christians around the world go today, like right now, who our brothers and sisters go through, but also what they went through and how they endured through that, right? It's easy to talk about endurance, but how do you endure to things like that? How do you stay firm when your mother, your sister, your kids are being thrown to the lion? That's endurance.